Hey, fearless explorers of the past, picture the North Atlantic in 1000 CE, a roiling cauldron of nature's fury. Towering waves, each as tall as a Viking longhouse, some stretching 30 feet high, slam against the fragile wooden hull of a longship with bone-rattling force. The air turns to ice, temperatures plummeting well below freezing, coating the rigging with a glistening layer of frost that sparkles under a moonless sky. Beards transform into frozen sculptures, breath erupts into crystalline clouds that vanish into the Arctic wind, and the deck offers no shelter, just an open expanse where the cold bites deeper with every passing hour. For weeks, these Norse sailors endured this relentless assault, facing conditions that would reduce a modern adventurer to a shivering husk within hours. No cozy cabins, no protective walls, and, here's the mind-blowing part, no fire to warm their shivering frames. How did Viking crews survive voyages across the most treacherous waters on Earth without a single ember to heat their ships? Buckle up, because the answer will shatter every Viking myth you've ever heard, and the evidence from 8 major shipwreck sites will blow your mind. This is a tale of calculated genius that fueled conquests and discoveries, and you're about to uncover it all right here on Phantom Archived. Imagine standing on the deck of a Viking longship, its skeleton carved from resin-drenched pine and robust oak, its planks layered in the clinker style, with overlapping edges sealed tight with tar, its crevices packed with wool and animal hair to keep out the sea, and its massive woolen sail treated with animal fat to shrug off water. This wasn't just a boat, it was a floating inferno waiting to ignite. A single spark from an onboard fire wasn't a cozy bonus, it was a death sentence, capable of consuming the entire vessel in a heartbeat. Nautical archaeology paints a grim picture. A fire in this setup could race through the ship in under 4 minutes, leaving no time to douse the flames or abandon ship. The open deck design, lacking bulkheads or fire breaks, features absent in Viking craftsmanship, offered no defense against a blaze. Every surface, from the tarred ropes to the fat-soaked sail, was primed to burn. This inherent vulnerability shaped their seafaring philosophy, forcing them to ditch fire for survival's sake. But how do we know they truly sailed without it? The answer lies buried in the ships themselves. Time capsules, preserved for 1,000 years, whispering their secrets to us today. The most compelling evidence surfaces from Roskilde Fjord in Denmark, where the Viking Ship Museum uncovered the Skulldelev fleet, a treasure trove of 5 vessels dating from 1000 to 1070 CE. These weren't just any boats. They ranged from sleek warships built for battle, to sturdy cargo haulers designed for trade, to nimble fishing skiffs crafted for the hunt. Archaeologists painstakingly excavated each one, revealing a wealth of artifacts. Water barrels, still holding traces of ancient liquid, tool chests brimming with axes and awls, ballast stones anchoring the hulls, and even scraps of preserved food tucked away for the journey. But what stopped the teams in their tracks was the glaring absence of any heating or cooking gear across all 5 ships. No blackened braziers, no soot-stained hearths, not even a hint of a fire pit. Nothing to suggest warmth was ever part of their maritime life. This pattern repeats across the Viking world. The Oseberg ship, a lavish burial craft from 834 CE, held ornate cooking pots and utensils, but these were ceremonial items meant for the afterlife, never used on the waves. The Gokstad Nissel from 890 CE boasted elaborate water storage systems, yet not a whisper of culinary equipment. Even the cutting-edge Yellowstad dig, conducted between 2020 and 2021 with ground-penetrating radar and state-of-the-art imaging, turned up 0 signs of onboard heat sources. The sagas echo this finding. The Erbygja saga recounts crew members drawing lots to prepare meals, while the Gregos law codes from Norway mandate 3 daily shore landings, 1 to fetch water, 2 to cook, pointing to land-based food prep, not seaborne. The Vikings' decision to forego fire at sea was no accident. It was a deliberate strategy born of necessity. Why embrace such bone-chilling cold instead of risking a controlled flame? The answer lies in the heart-stopping danger of fires on these wooden wonders. The clinker construction, with its tar-coated planks and pitch-sealed joists, created a hull that could erupt into flames with terrifying speed. The woolen sails, drenched in lard to repel water, were little more than oversized wicks waiting for a spark. The open deck, stretching from stem to stern without partitions or fire breaks, offered no way to contain an outbreak. Excavations reveal no fire-resistant adaptations, no iron grates, no shielded zones that might have allowed safe heating. A single mishap could turn their proud longship into a funeral pyre in minutes, a risk too great for even the bravest warrior. For Vikings, fire was a luxury they couldn't afford, a trade-off that demanded they find other ways to defy the cold. So how did they survive weeks on these frozen seas without heat? The answer lies in a radical rethinking of warmth, blending advanced clothing with ingenious social tactics. Archaeological textiles from sites like Herjolfsnes in Greenland unveil a layering system that outshone many modern fabrics, especially when drenched by stormy waves. Vikings bred sheep for a spectrum of wool types: coarse strands to battle wind, soft fibers to trap heat, and fine threads to wick away moisture. A standout innovation, detailed in the Laxdala saga, involved daily sleeve adjustments. Female crew members, skilled with bone needles and waxed thread, stitched men's cuffs shut each morning, crafting an airtight seal to lock in precious body heat. Not tied or buttoned, sewn closed, to be sliced open with a seax knife before combat or landing. This ritual, preserved in Greenland burial garments, showcased a textile mastery ahead of its era. These outfits included sealskin overcoats tailored for ocean crews, fur-lined robes harvested from wolves and bears, and multiple layers that worked in harmony to create a personal microclimate, shielding them from the relentless damp and chill. Subscribe and comment what you know about Viking ship. But clothing alone couldn't sustain them through the long, vulnerable nights. Here, Vikings unveiled a communal sleeping strategy that shatters the lone wolf warrior myth peddled by Hollywood. The Egil saga describes paired bedding arrangements using hoodfat, waterproof hide sacks noted in the Prose Edda. These two-person sleeping bags, crafted from sheepskin with plush fur lining, prioritized survival over solitude. Two bodies sharing a confined space generated compounded heat, maintaining internal temperatures 15 to 20 degrees warmer than the icy deck outside, relying solely on mutual warmth. Winter campsites across Scandinavia confirmed these were standard nautical equipment, not rare luxuries. Crews paired off based on watch schedules, as documented in the Landnama book. As one sailor stood guard, his residual heat lingered. His relief slipped into a pre-warmed haven. The sleeping area never fully cooled. Reconstructions reveal crews bedding down between rowing benches on platforms fashioned from stored oars, lifting them above the frigid bilge water that pooled at the hull's base. When lowered, the sail transformed into a vast tent, capturing the collective exhalations of dozens of men, creating a cocoon of warmth. Even chieftains joined these group setups. No special heating for the elite, as the demands of survival trumped rank on the open sea. Fueling this heat-intensive existence required a diet engineered for raw consumption, given the absence of fire. Excavations at trade hubs like Hedeby peel back the layers of their provisioning genius. Dried fish, cured with salt and air to last months, dense nut breads crafted to resist brine, and a unique porridge system stand out as marvels of preservation. The Icelandinga saga describes cooks preparing massive vats of porridge enriched with butter and salt, which congealed into a nutrient-packed paste, eatable cold or diluted with seawater. These rations delivered the 2,000 to 3,000 calories daily needed to fend off hypothermia, a lifeline on the high seas. York's dig sites unearthed vast stockpiles of desiccated seafood, hardtack biscuits baked to endure, and fermented dairy products like skyr, all tailored for fire-free voyages that stretched across weeks. Where did this expertise take root? In an extensive network of land-based strongholds. Vikings weren't perpetual ocean drifters. Recent coastal surveys document over 200 harbor sites stretching from Norway to Newfoundland, meticulously mapped by the Viking Ship Museum's Coastal Archaeology Project. The 2009 to 2017 Torksey excavation in England, a joint effort by the universities of Sheffield and York, uncovered a sprawling 55-hectare winter camp brimming with workshops, roaring hearths,
and family dwellings. These bases enabled warming and feasting unattainable on the water. Land digs reveal a treasure trove of cookware, riveted iron pots with sturdy tripods, hanging chains for hearth cooking, and soapstone vessels prized for their heat retention prowess, all confined to shore use. Longhouse designs from Borg in the Lofoten Islands showcase airflow mastery, smoke venting through peaked roofs, and hearth placement optimized for warmth, technologies never risked on ships due to fire hazards.
This fireless approach distinguished Vikings from other seafaring cultures. By 600 CE, Mediterranean fleets boasted bronze braziers and vented stoves, as evidenced by Roman and Byzantine wrecks preserved in underwater tombs. These southern ships featured segregated galleys with exhaust system, a luxury enabled by their enclosed designs. Yet northern climes and Viking ship construction barred such innovations. Anglo-Saxon and Frisian archaeology, studied by Cambridge and Groningen universities, mirrors this fire aversion. No onboard heat, reliance on cold provisions, and shore-based cooking. Vikings traded warmth for agility, shedding heating gear to lighten loads and boost speed, a critical edge for lightning raids and swift retreats. Could modern sailors mimic this? The 2007 Sea Stallion voyage from Roskilde to Dublin aboard a Scutel of replica proved it feasible. Museum logs detail how shared bedding, meticulous garment care, and synchronized watch rotation kept core temperatures stable during North Sea tempests. But physical endurance needed a mental anchor. Over 50 campsites yielded 300-plus gaming relics, carved dice, wooden boards, and rune-marked tokens, interpreted by Oslo's Museum of Cultural History as morale lifelines. Storytelling sessions, competitive games, and hearty laughter fostered psychological thermogenesis, linking mental grit to physical warmth. Voyage planning further eased the burden, avoiding winter sails and aligning with seasonal weather for frequent landfalls, turning survival into a manageable routine rather than a heroic feat. Vikings conquered the Atlantic, reaching Vinland centuries before Columbus, forging trade routes from Greenland to Constantinople, shaping medieval Europe, all without onboard fire. Their triumph sprang from wet-proof wool, communal heat sharing, strategic routes, and cold food logistics, a testament to tactical brilliance over brute force. Phantom Archived fans, if this icy odyssey set your curiosity ablaze, smash that like button and subscribe to unlock more hidden tales from history's shadows. Drop a comment below. Could you brave a Viking voyage without fire? Share your boldest survival tip. We read every word. Hit the bell icon to join our midnight crew for the next video drop. Thanks for diving into the past with Phantom Archived. Stay legendary.